Well, Hiba Zayadin is the author of the Human Rights Watch report on the treatment of non-citizen children in Jordan. She joins us now live from Amman. Thanks so much for speaking to us. First and foremost, these laws are deeply sexist, and other countries in the region have recognized that. It's Algeria, Egypt, and Morocco, just to name a few. But Jordan, considered one of the most progressive nations, simply refuses. Why?
So, thank you for having me on the show. The Jordanian government offers several justifications for denying what is essentially a constitutional right for women in Jordan. Its justifications are political, demographic, and economic in nature. But given that they are applied only to women, I, alongside many local women activists and lawyers, consider them to be inherently gender discriminatory. From a political standpoint, Jordan claims that granting non-citizen children of Jordanian women citizenship would threaten Jordanian identity by changing its demographic makeup and eventually turn Jordan into an alternative homeland for Palestinians, which is something that the king has on multiple occasions decried and said that it is actually an illusionary concern. They also claim that by depriving women of this right, they are protecting Palestinians' right of return. See, most non-Jordanians residing in Jordan are of Palestinian origin. And many of the women married to non-citizens are married to Palestinians. And it is the same for Jordanians married to Jordanian men married to non-Jordanians. From our view, I mean, the right of return is enshrined in international law. So no matter what citizenship refugees would acquire, that right is protected. And in regards to the demographics, you know, a Jordanian man is allowed to marry as many as 4 Palestinian women if he wishes, and is allowed to pass on citizenship to his wives and his children alike. So it's a spurious claim when it comes to the demographic identity of Jordan.
So it's not so much then about sexism as it is about Palestinian refugees and not wanting to recognize or give rights to the millions that are living on Jordanian territory. Let me ask you then, what will it take to change these laws? And if they are changed, I mean, would they be made retroactive to recognize the hundreds of thousands that have been denied now in decades past?
So in order to really fix this issue and the suffering that non-citizen children of Jordanian women face, the Jordanian government needs to amend the nationality law to allow women to confer citizenship on par with men. So yes, Jordan has sovereignty in deciding how it determines its nationality laws, but not when, and international law decrees that, but not when it is very directly discriminating on direct grounds, and in this case it is gender. And so the Jordanian government would have to amend that law in order to allow for women to pass citizenship.
Okay, so what are your next steps? I mean, even if your next steps only involve pushing relevant organizations who can help push the hand of the Jordanians under international law to make these changes?
So basically, in 2014, the Jordanian government introduced reforms that promised to ease restrictions on non-citizen children's rights, basic rights and their access to basic rights. And as of that point, people have been under the impression, both internationally and within Jordan, that this situation has been fixed, that non-citizen children of Jordanian women are now able to, lead dignified lives in Jordan. But that is not the case. The reforms, and this is what our report alludes to, did not lead to any discernible improvement in the lives of non-citizen children of Jordanian women. They still struggle to access work opportunities, to access healthcare, higher education, even to invest, to obtain a driver's license. So it really affects many aspects of their daily lives. And we hope that by showing this and by proving this, that we can prove to the Jordanian authorities and the public that this is an issue that has not been adequately dealt with, and that a sizable portion of society still suffers from these measures.
Okay.
So it's time to go back to the drawing table to implement real and effective reform.
Okay, Hiba Zayadin joining us there from Amman. Thanks so much for that.